don't think this case is about Trump anymore. I think this case is about New York. It's about the American brand. It's about what we promised the world in terms of fairness and justice and investing capital in a country that's built the largest economy on earth. Forfeiture, seizing of assets, is that in our nomenclature in America? Is that what we tell people that want to bring their money here and protect property rights? Forget about Trump. Nothing to do with Trump. You think this is good for business in New York? You think this is good for business in America? To take a law that we used to protect people against buying refrigerators at an overpriced value decades ago and apply it against an individual and then talk about seizing assets like he was in Venezuela or in Cuba? This is a very, very, very bad look for New York. And everybody around the world is watching this. This may be great for the Attorney General, but this is not good for America.
But in terms of the valuation, can you be clear as to why? I mean, why would the properties not be sufficient collateral?
What a great message to send out all around the world. Take a claim where there was no monies lost. There was no fraud here in the context of actually people losing money. Deutsche Bank, who made the loan, was made whole. And let's make a penalty of $500 million against a crime, apparently, where no monies were lost. Great message for New York. Great message for America. Bring your capital because we'll protect your property. I think that was a statement that would be much better made sometime in Venezuela. I'm not kidding. That's a scary, scary message. And by the way, there are no such thing as $500 million bonds. There are no $500 million bonds. Never been done before. Never. This law has never been applied. Forget about Trump. Nothing to do with Trump. Everything to do about America and the New York brand. I love this state. My children live here. A horrible message to everybody around the world watching this. Absolutely horrific.
Well, wait, Kevin, but hold on a second. Kevin,
Trump
what would
will be gone one day. This Attorney General will be gone one day. And this is what you want to tell people around the world.
I have a wonderful voice, and it won't be talked over. Kevin O'Leary, I would like to hear what you have to say, but
America.
What are you doing? But it's not America.
Kevin O'Leary, a.k.a. Mr. Wonderful. He's done it again. He's done it again, spitting nothing but facts on CNN. You notice the lady in red and her smirk and her smile? She could not wait to cut him off, but because Mr. Wonderful is talking, she have to listen. But I bet you everything, I bet you $2 that everything Mr. Wonderful was saying in one ear and out the other for her. Because she was there, not doing like this, smiling, smirking. She wasn't listening to him because she had an agenda. And her assignment is to defame Donald Trump. So all facts are in one ear and out the other. Welcome back, villagers, to another episode of Hugh Tran, the Insurance Man. If you haven't been following me on this corrupt Letitia James and Judge Engoron, watch my previous video. It should be episode 3. Watch that and you'll be up to date with what's going on. I'm very saddened for New Yorkers because New Yorkers got fooled just like Californian believe Gavin Newsom wholeheartedly, and look at the state. They're in debt. Same thing with New Yorkers. At first, Letitia James is doing good for our state. They go after Donald Trump. They're going on a case against our former president where nobody was harmed. Everybody got paid for. Everybody and the mamas are happy. But they have to chase him down because he did this, this, and this. Penalize him for $500 million. That image does not go well with the rest of the world. Billionaire, millionaire, they do not want to do business in New York City. You may not be aware if you are not a homeowner or you do business, so you may not be familiar with how you appraise your home, how you run businesses. But I'm sharing this with you because I am a homeowner. I do have businesses where you have to look at overall. You don't want to deal with government, fake politicians, corrupted DA and judges drama. You just want to run your business, pay your employees, take care of your employees, so that way everyone go home happy. The last thing you want is get dragged out in court because a corrupted attorney, decide to, hey, I'm gonna go after you for this, this, and this. Be very careful because that's what's happening right now in New York City. So that first video you saw by Kevin O'Leary, he was spitting facts, and I'm pretty sure in one ears and out the other for these two ladies. Now let's go and take a look at another video from Mr. Kevin O'Leary. This is on Fox. Before you tell me, oh, you always preach about legacy media, Fox, CNN, MSNBC, I'm not taking sources from them. I'm listening to their interview with other people. So there's a difference. You have to understand that. When other interviewees are doing the talking, you listen and you see how these journalists, reporters, anchors, and how they react. You can see what kind of agenda they have. So let's take a look at this video.
But more importantly, the message about the American brand. You think about America, the reason this is the number one economy on earth is that we have laws and we have due process and we have property rights. It attracts foreign capital from all around the world. All of that is being shaken to the core here. The concept of seizing assets in 30 days on a bond number that's never been issued. No insurance bond company's ever issued anything near this, so there was no chance it was going to happen. And only giving 30 days notice and time, that's a really bad message. And I think New Yorkers should think well past Trump. Whether he's president or not, or whether this attorney general is gone in 4 years or not, it's irrelevant. This is case setting against the American brand. The most stable country on earth, anywhere, to put capital to work over a long period of time, particularly in real estate, is the United States of America. This is an assault on what we believe to be core. And I find it extraordinary. I think it's very troubling. It has absolutely nothing to do with Donald Trump at this point, in my view. And it is completely bipartisan. This is an attack on America. And I don't know how you can look at it any other way. And as an investor, and I know plenty of investors who are completely disturbed by this. But, I mean, no one is going to put any money to work in New York in these amounts until this thing settles down. The whole world is watching, and everybody's waiting for one thing we haven't got yet: adult supervision. Where is it? Where are the adults in this crazy narrative? Certainly there's got to be adult supervision at some point. And I understand, the war going on here and all the political yada, yada, woof, woof, woof. But we need an adult in the room now. This is the United States of America under siege.
Man, Mr. Wonderful is spitting bars of facts today. But I'm pretty sure TDS, Trump deranged syndrome, is gonna hit some people really hard because they refuse to look at facts. And facts are the world is laughing at New York state of mind. New York State, what happened to you? And you know what's sad to me is that New Yorkers, the people, the middle class, are going to be the one to pay for a heavy haymaker. Boom, boom. That's just a fact because of what they're doing. Business will not want to come to New York. When that happened, people would not be employed. New York is imploding right now. And I'm not saying that to hate on New Yorkers. I'm sharing with you because I want you, my beautiful villagers, my beautiful New Yorkers, to wake up and see reality. It's not ending well for you. Trust me, I live in California all my life. Well, when I first came to the United States, actually, I've been living in California for about 20-something years. I've seen personally what bad politician can do to a state. California is in a lot of debt. 1.5, 1.6 trillion. That's horrible. New York City, New York State is not far behind. So wake up, New Yorkers, and see what this corrupt Letitia James and Judge Engoron is doing. They're not after Donald Trump. They're after him now. But the reality is the middle class are going to pay for their corruption. So we talk about, a lot of corruption, and we look at facts. We're here to have conversation. So let me know in the comment section what you think of this whole Trump case in New York City so far. Are you favor? You hate it? You don't like it? Or you hate politics? Let me know, because we're here to have a conversation. Talk about conversations. Let's take a look at the 5, meaning there are 5 people and they're going to talk about this case. Let's take a look.
Even if that was a bad representation by Trump, it has to be to their detriment. Who lost? No one. Mm-hmm. And what New York is saying now is not only are we not going to keep you safe from the super gangs, the MS-13 and the Trent-Aruga or whatever they're called, right out here, 2 blocks away, which is why I won't even walk outside anymore. But what they're saying is that with Amazon and AOC, we don't want business in New York. They were going to get a $1.5 million tax break, and AOC went ballistic. We lost $4 billion in wages, 25,000 jobs, and $12.1 billion in benefits that would have been to New York businesses and to New Yorkers. This Letitia James is out of control. She is unethical. She is inept. You do not pick a person and say, I will find a crime. I don't like you. I'm going to find. We've got all this crime going out here, and this woman's after Donald Trump. Shame on her and all of them.
How do you think the business community is actually looking at it? She says it's no big deal, but Kevin O'Leary says it's an atrocity.
I'm not sure. I think we'll have to see how it plays out on the appeals court. And that's what everyone is waiting for to see, right? Because the state will have to prove exactly who was the victim in all of this. And I'm assume they've thought about this long enough that they have a good answer for that. But basically, everyone who is defending Donald Trump in this, from Kevin O'Leary to some folks here, is saying it is okay to falsify your business records, to issue false financial statements, to commit conspiracy for insurance fraud. When he goes out there,
where's the fraud?
The fraud is, and David Brooks lays this out really nicely. He was on a weekend show. He says you can't have 3 sets of books. You can't have the books for the bankers. So that's Deutsche Bank, who, is happy with all this. Then you have your IRS books. And we know that you're supposed to tell the IRS the truth. And then you have a set of books with the real numbers, I guess, which is what Alan Weisselberg had.
But
Donald Trump continually.
There were 3 sets of books. Where do you get that from? Where do you get that from?
That's part of what Engoron, Judge had said that he present. Oh, because he's a lunatic, it means it didn't exist.
Yeah, this is
Donald
a judge
Trump,
who decides cases based on emotion.
Okay, I think emotion is hot at the table, and it is not emanating from me. So, since Donald Trump ran the first time, he has been making this argument. If they could do this to me, they could do this to you. The average person is not inflating their wealth by $800 million to $2.2 billion. They're not sexually assaulting women. They're not storing classified documents in the toilet. They're not fomenting an insurrection. Mar-a-Lago, you remember the documents?
Let's focus on this case. We can do a lot.
You always do that.
No, Jessica, you're doing a laundry list.
Really? You just say Judge Engoron is too
when we're focused on one topic. We're focused on one topic.
Okay.
And yes, it does matter.
Falsifying your business records. Do you do that?
No. I'll tell you what I do, because I'm glad you asked. When you're in a contract negotiation with a company, let's say your contract is up, and your company says, we want to renew your contract, and they don't give you a bump in the raise. That's the beginning. And then you come back and you go, you know what? I'm going to ask for the frickin' moon, which I always do. And I know I'm not going to get the moon, but I also know at the end of the day, they're going to see everything. I can say, I want $100 million over the next 6 months. They're going to laugh. But that doesn't mean I broke the law. It means this is what you put down in a negotiation. And as the judge said, it's all transparent. They actually see it. There is no fraud here, which is why you're bringing up other stuff.
No, it's not. I started with that, and then I said, actually, it's a pattern. Well,
I gotta get Jesse in. let's just give you the final word.
I was going to say, you obviously, with respect, Jessica, know nothing about real estate valuations, real estate development, or the IRS, or getting loans from big banks to develop skylines in New York City. Donald Trump did more for New York City than 1,000 Letitia James has done. And if you look at this history of this case, she's gone after now Cuomo, Donald Trump, the NRA, the NYPD, and she's done nothing on street crime, nothing on real white-collar crime. And then her phony friend, Alvin Bragg, if you just try to defend yourself working at a bodega or on the subway, he goes after you. That's why 160 businesses have left New York. That's why almost 1 million New Yorkers have left. This is an unsafe climate if you have a certain political opinion. It's why companies don't do business in Venezuela, Russia, Pakistan, because it's corrupt. Because if you're on the other side of the political people that are in power at the time, they'll target your business. And I like the fact that you said you're not supposed to mess with your books or you're supposed to tell the truth to the IRS, because that's not what the Biden family business has done.
Oh, my God.
And all we're saying, Jessica, is we want fair treatment. You're looking at a mountain of evidence where the guy doesn't even have a business card. The Bidens don't even have a website, and there's diamonds missing, there's tax fraud. He's sitting down to dinner with Russian billionaires and then leaving them off the sanctions list. Donald Trump, you can see what he does. No one's complaining about this. Bidens are ripping people off, and then they're getting away with it.
Could we talk about the FBI informant that was a total con?
Yeah, no, it's not a con. He's arresting the guy that blew the whistle.
The special counsel just came out with it.
He's arresting the guy that blew the whistle on him, Jessica.
Oh, okay.
All right, just like they did with the Israeli. How come they don't arrest?
And I would argue that wasn't respectful.
How come they didn't arrest the FBI informant who had the Russia collusion? How come they didn't arrest Curveball that said there was WMDs in Iraq? We're just going to just arrest?
Wow, wow, wow. What do you guys think of the lady in red? Boo. We don't boo people here. We don't boo. You know why? Because New York City commissioner of the fire department, she's going after people that are booing Letitia James. So be careful, because they might come after you, villagers. I'll say that for another video, by the way. But yeah, the lady in red, she didn't come with facts. She came with an agenda, and her assignment is to spew a lot of this information and just attack Donald Trump. She's not looking at facts. The case. What is the case? The case is that Donald Trump falsified his valuation for Mar-a-Lago, and he's getting punished. Who are the victims? Because everybody and their mamas got paid. We should move on from this. Help New York thrive. But no. The lady in red is going to talk about other bullshit, other unnecessary stuff, because she is not educated with facts. Any real estate person will understand, any business owner will understand that this case, it's a fraud. It's making America look really bad. And again, villagers, at the end of the day, guess who's going to pay for the heaviest price? The middle class. New Yorkers. Lady in red, shame on you. Whoa. No more booing. Easy with the booing. You know, Letitia James may be watching. She's going to send people after you and I. And I want to bring this video up as well, too, because I am a huge believer in Charles Payne. You guys know who he is. Charles Payne, he's the person that hosts Making Money on Fox. He's actually the only one I tune in for Fox, because he understands the middle class. He understands what we're going through with market manipulations, the stock market, understand what we're going through with the economy. Because people can BS about, Biden boosts the stock market. Stock market go up, but it's only a few of the strong 7 stock markets. Yeah, they go up. Yeah, inflation is still up. Cost of living is crazy high. Everything under Bidenomics is going up. So the stock market is going up, that's cool. But the stock market going up does not mean the middle class are getting help. Bidenomics is failing me, you guys. Let me know if Bidenomics is helping you, because I would love to read it in the comment section. Let me know. My villagers and I are suffering because of Bidenomics, but if you are someone that is smarter than I am, smarter than our villagers, share it, because they're going to read your comment and they're going to learn from you. I appreciate it and I thank you ahead of time. But Charles Payne, let's take a look at this video.
Than Donald Trump and his behavior.
Charles, do you think business people in New York agree?
Oh, no, they have to be afraid, and a lot of them aren't going to actually come out and say anything. But we're going to see.
They don't want to get targeted.
Exactly. If you can, anyone who's thinking in their right mind has to understand. You may be in favor. The government in power may like you now, but if they can do this to someone they don't like, eventually they can do it to you as well. And so I don't see a whole lot of business folks out there cheering this. You were talking about a victimless crime, banks that voluntarily did business with President Trump. Banks who would do more business with former President Trump. And so they find an ordinance or a law that has never been used ever before in anyone else. You can't say it's not targeting. And again, following the report just now from Brian Eunice, I mean, think about this. We're in a city where that's already $1 trillion has left the city in business. Where commercial real estate is at 52% occupancy. We've got one bank, New York Community Bank, that stock is down over 50% this year in the last few weeks because there's so much concern over, these buildings being empty, these office buildings, and how many can we quickly convert to apartments and things like that. It's an awful business environment to begin with. And Charles, this has made it even more unpleasant.
Just a comment and then a question for you. I heard her soundbite a lot when she says Donald Trump and his behavior.
Yeah.
Okay, she didn't say his actions or the decisions he made as a businessman. She said his behavior. We know that Democrats hate Trump for his behavior.
Right.
They've made it clear. I thought it was an interesting choice of words from her. Secondly, who gets the money?
Every time I see these fines, like a bank is fined, $4 billion, right? And the SEC takes the victims had never seen anything, right? I don't know who's going to see this money. Again, no one filed a charge, no one filed a complaint. So it's just an old school. But I want to pick up on what you said because the judge made a similar comment in this, right? He says, speaking of President Trump, they did not rob a bank at gunpoint. Donald Trump is not Bernie Madoff. Yet defendants are incapable of admitting the error of their ways. It feels like the whole plan was to make President Trump bow, to humble him, to take away his swag, to remove the veneer of the anti-establishment veneer, to break him down. That's what they're looking for, like they're going for more than anything else. And it keeps backfiring. And every time it backfires, someone sees themselves in President Trump. Like, okay, there's all these cases out there. Maybe some are good, some aren't. But the bottom line is it feels like when you get something like this and you hear the commentary, they feel like that's me. The system is trying to bring me to my knees, and I don't have the wherewithal, but I have a person who's out there fighting for me. And I just think there's so many things, legitimate things out there that can be pursued, but there are 92 indictments, right? It's such overkill. And then the sort of after the victory laps afterwards is like, we're going to beat this guy down. I don't know.
Or like in the E. Jean Carroll case where her and her team are basically like, we're going to go shopping.
Yeah, wait, actually,
they try to take that back. But they said it and they meant, remember, they were laughing.
Yeah.
And I don't think a lot of businesses are laughing now.
It's a tough thing, And again, New York City is the brokest city in America with respect to the burdens out there. The taxpayer, the average taxpayer burden is $61,000 in the city. They're offering cards to illegal immigrants, $10,000 credit cards. They're meeting people at the bus stations, greeting them. It's just a city that feels like it has its priorities wrong. And the problem here is that I watch Europe a lot as an economic cautionary tale.
Oh.
And because I don't want America to go down the same path, particularly Germany. And we are going down that path of uncontrolled borders, of personal vendettas, of regulations, too many rules. I mean, it's just, and we've been gifted so many different things, right? And we're giving that up, voluntarily giving it up for really pettiness. And it's scary.
Something we shall watch. Nice to see you.
Thanks a lot.
Watch
Appreciate
it.
it.
2 o'clock.
I appreciate it. Thanks.
All these people coming out, and all these people are smart people, successful people, and they're all saying the same thing. And the crazy thing is, not every one of them are pro-Trump. So these people, they don't like Donald Trump, but they can see facts over feelings. They know what's happening now is not going to be good for the middle class of New York. So we have to wake up, New Yorkers, because I care for you more than you think. Be a free thinker, be a truth seeker, and see what this corrupt Leticia James and Judge Engoron is doing for your state. Wake up before it's too late. Thank you so much, villagers, for tuning in. If you like this content, please leave a comment, a like, and share it, and help New Yorkers wake up, because at the end of the day, I care for you more than any politician. Be a free thinker. I love you, villagers. Remember, take care of yourself, take care of your family, and most importantly, you have to take care of your health. Until next time.